So if you've been following stocks like me, specifically technology stocks over the last few months and the great run that they've had, then you have been in shock to see the huge crash on Apple. But why did it happen and what does it mean? I'm going to explain everything in this short video, so please do like the video and subscribe. Anyway, we're going to jump straight in with the price. So first things first, September 2020 saw a huge spike down. I mean, I would actually use my brokerage for this, but it seems to have glitched with a share split. Well, if we look here, we can see that on the most recent days we have seen a huge steep downturn in the price of the stock, and today it's just going even lower, hitting minus 2.3%, 2.5%, sorry. Again, another negative day for the stock. But anyway, if we look a little bit closer, we can see some of these dips over the most recent days are actually steeper than what happened in March. And that is a really bad thing for the market. However, if we look at reasons why it has happened, we can understand it a little bit more easy. So when we go to the 5 day, we can see we are negative, and when we go to the 1 day, we are even more negative. But basically, I'm going to be explaining the reasons why this has happened. So first one is obviously the stock split. Now, if we look a bit closer into this, we can see here when the stock split was announced, we saw a little bit of a rise and then basically just a bullish run from there, because people, especially less experienced investors, know that a stock split is basically usually good news for a company. And that means that more people went for the Apple stock and invested in it. Now, Apple is generally speaking a stable company, so obviously a lot of people are happy to invest in it, whereas other companies like Tesla are always being talked about as bubbles. Whereas Apple is basically known for being quite a stable company. It's got a market cap of over $2 trillion and is pretty much the biggest company in the world, so people do trust this one. Very good company to invest in. However, a correctional day like this basically means a lot of investors have taken profits, and then one of the stages of the bubble cycle, which I talked about in my bubble cycle video, has occurred. So I'm not saying this stock is a bubble, because obviously it's been around for years. However, this is a stage of the bubble cycle where a lot of rookie investors get caught out, and basically a lot of people who invested in calls and things like that also get caught out because they see price drops like this and they think it's a terrible thing. And yes, for short-term investors on CFDs where you might get stopped out and things like calls, this can be a very bad thing. However, it's just a correctional day to look at, and it does happen from time to time. Now, on top of this, a lot of people have been selling off from the actual stock split itself. So that's one of the reasons. There's not really any fundamental news that's very important to note for this one. Nothing has really happened too extensively. However, this is one of those storylines where it's just a case of people are taking their profits, people are selling off, and it just happens from time to time. So whether this continues to go down and be a bubble is possible. It could do. We could have another March or even earlier than that. Or we could just have a simple day where people take the profits and they're happy with that, and then they come back and invest in. So basically, a small price drop like this is actually a good thing for a stock, because it allows new investors to buy in at a lower price. Now, as Warren Buffett always says, look at a day like this not necessarily as a terrible loss if you're investing. Look at it as a potential time to buy more. Now, I'm not telling you that this is a great opportunity to buy more, but it could be. Obviously, do your own research and take your own risk management into account here. But when we look at things like this, investors like Warren Buffett might say, well, you wanted to buy Apple stock, and basically now it's even cheaper than what it was before. So is this a perfect time to buy? Now, that is just one approach to this, and it could work because, you know, things do work sometimes. Apple is a very stable company, like I said, huge market cap of over 2 trillion, and it's actually got a decent PE ratio. So this is one of these things where it could work out great for you to do this, but it's important for you to note. So if you are invested in Apple for the long term, don't worry, because I do feel like this stock will continue to do well and grow. However, it's important to do your own research on this one. But Apple is just having a few days with a lot of the other technology stocks where the prices have dropped. The US dollar is getting a little bit stronger, and that means that a lot less people have invested because they are more competent and willing to invest in the dollar, because basically if the dollar is doing better, people are looking to get better returns from the US dollar itself than from investing in stocks. So basically, when the US dollar is low, is a good time to invest in stocks, because it means that they can get better returns if you've got a lot of money. But if the US dollar is getting a bit stronger, it basically indicates good things. So that's one of the reasons, but basically there aren't too many fundamental reasons, too many big ones at least. So yes, this is just one of these things that should happen. Hopefully we'll be back on the climb soon. Anyway, I thought I'd just bring you this short video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.